But it was very good. Perfect, done well, and the perfect cuts. The problem you have there, Ted Turner, is you're in Midtown Manhattan, all right? Money-making Manhattan. The Big Apple, the city that never sleeps. You can't bring fucking sides like it's a goddamn Luby's cafeteria. I looked over, and Fred had ordered broccoli, and it was stuck like in a little cup on his fucking plate, like you were at a cafeteria. It was an embarrassment.
The sides were hospital caliber.
His sliders, the little buffalo burgers, terrific, tasty. All the sides.
Wasn't a big fan of the buns that the sliders came on, though.
Would you call them a bun or a biscuit?
Or yeah, whatever it was.
That was more like a breakfast biscuit. Now here was the problem there. Then they put that out as a piece of bread. It was the same exact thing as the slider, so it's like having a dry hamburger roll.
It was lazy. Just like our waitress, just like our bubble-headed waitress, lazy.
Well, you're racist because she happened to be Pakistani.
Maybe she couldn't keep up with the drink orders.
Davey Mack goes in there, and if he was a server, he'd be fucking giving drink orders. He'd be. I would have given you guys so much better service than she did last night.
Well, I mean, first of all, I don't remember, and not that she was a mean person, but she was just so incompetent.
Right. Well, that's the key part of being a waiter, though.
Fred from Brooklyn orders a Coke, no ice. So I'm next. I said, give me a Coke, extra ice. You know, having a fun joke. She brings us both extra ice. So Fred goes, what's with all the ice? And she's like, well, he said extra ice. So then we're like, what, he can change my order? One guy orders for the fucking entire thing?
Then the lemonade, peppers, Jim Beam debacle that she was just...
It just was a problem.
She couldn't wrap her head around what was going on.
It was a problem, and you guys were in, a screaming mood to get the fucking load on quickly.
So did you just go home trashed?
No.
You were completely out of it by the time I made sure you got into a cab yesterday.
Yeah, but it's a long...
Was he?
Yeah, I mean, it was just lunacy. It was the whole...
He was yelling at people on the street.
Yeah.
And you were calling them names of people that you thought they resembled.
And insisting on the hugs again and wanting to do that drunk kiss of his where he rubs...
Tried to kiss you?
Where he rubs his cheek against yours, hoping you'll turn and
kiss.
What
the fuck? He did this to you?
Yes!
No, this doesn't happen.
Yeah, what did he?
It was another one of those situations where he didn't know which way was the Port Authority?
Yeah, probably. But, it's a long commute home, so by that time it was fun.
It was sober up a little bit.
Well, I slapped and then I'm like, what the fuck?
It's really helpful to have a couple-hour ride.
You're right, 2-hour commute helps out in that situation.
Yeah, must have been nice when you got home for the birthday.
That wasn't nice.
Where did that come from?
I know.
Well, I'm saying it was his wife's birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
And he goes home, I'm sure, just wrecked. He was getting more and more wrecked as the evening went on. Like the alcohol was on some sort of time release system on him.
Well, I mean, look, Fez, that's a private matter. But yeah, I did come home and she was not exactly pleased that I would do that on her birthday. But at the same time, I said, well, this is like a moral conundrum here. I said... I brought you to Atlantic City. I spent 500 clams on you. That was your birthday.
Yeah, but those were your $500.
No, that was my money.
I thought your folks bought that.
They gave us $200, and then I just didn't realize how much a fucking casino was going to cost me. So.
Yeah, it keeps costing, or else you can't bet.
Yeah, the $200 was for the hotel room, but then I didn't realize. I just didn't think that I'd be buying $10 fucking drinks and all that shit. And,
yeah.
So,
well, you didn't have to go last night. You could have gone home, to your wife for her birthday.
I wanted to go. I'm loyal to the show, and I wanted to be there with the guys. And I figured I am going to see her on her birthday. It wasn't like I was staying in the city.
Well, I just know that it's, I know what happens when it's inconvenient when someone is out of town or something on a special event. So I understand how it works, when two things happen at the same time like that.
What do you mean? You're saying
where there's, you get invited to something, but there's something else that's already planned, like someone's birthday, So I understand this predicament. I understand it completely.
Well, then I was loyal to my friends while at the same time making sure that my wife's feelings would be cool. So, like, if that was the predicament, you would have come to the birthday party and then told your family, hey, I'll be there and I'll see you again because I'm with you people for my lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just, I just thought it was a shame that, I'm sure you got home late, 2-hour bus ride. You weren't even in the cab headed to the bus station until almost 8 o'clock.
Right.
So I don't know how much birthday time was actually left over there.
Well, I mean, it was, we had a nice birthday party. I don't know. I'm confused. I mean, I
don't get it either. I'm going to tell you the truth.
Are you saying am I at fault or is my wife at fault? I mean, was it my fault? Is that what you're saying?
Well, you said there was some trouble when you got home. That's what you said. So I'm thinking maybe you should have chosen the wife instead of the buffalo dinner.
I suppose my behavior was not 100% cool, but at the same time, I think when I got home.
Are you disappointed, Fez, that he wasn't in trouble? Is that the point?
No, I'm not disappointed at all. No.
Do you understand any of this, Hicks?
No.
Me neither.
I was in a little... Fez is right. I was in a little trouble when I got home. I was able then to say, hey, we had a great birthday party at the Borgata, and it is your actual birthday today, but, the real thing was Atlantic City, and now let's play some Wii.
Why didn't you just say to Fez, let's do the dinner on a different night?
Me? I didn't want to inconvenience you guys. I didn't feel like, hey, I'm so important that I have to change the whole show's plans. I have to change Ron's plans, Fez's plans, Pepper's, and Fred from Brooklyn's. I thought that would be selfish, too.
That was really the only night that was convenient for me. Unfortunately, it happened to fall on Casey's birthday.
Oh, I see. So this is an attack on her.
I'm trying to figure out how and why, though. How is it an attack?
Because he scheduled it for her birthday.
On purpose?
Did you do that on purpose?
No, I said this was Wednesday was the only evening that was really available to me this week to go ahead and have bison with everybody.
You sound sarcastic, Fez. You do.
Jackie, you're on Run Fez.
As soon as this conversation started, I said to myself, it sounds like Fez picked this day on purpose to either A, make sure Dave wasn't there, or B, to get Dave in trouble. Either way, Fez was going to win in this one.
I will say this.
I'm a grown man.
It never was supposed to be an open bar. And the guys even tried to buy Cokes up front. And then you're like, no, everything's on me.
Yeah. I mean, if they want to, I don't want them to sit there, they're school children at a dinner, at a grown-up dinner.
So you did that on purpose?
No, what? What did I do on purpose? I treated you to dinner and drinks. What did I do on purpose?
Well, you kind of passive-aggressively made me miss, a portion of my wife's birthday.
You just said you're a grown man. I didn't do anything to you except be nice and treat everyone to dinner.
Well, I agree with that, Fez, and I'm very thankful for that, but
sometimes things come up. Sometimes parties get planned at inopportune times.
I see.
That's all I'm saying.
You did it on purpose.
That's all that happens.
You did it on purpose, Mr. B.
I know that you're trying to do something subtle, but I still don't get it.
He scheduled the dinner for my wife's birthday. Now I see what he's saying. He scheduled it for my wife's birthday, and yeah, I was in a little bit of trouble, and that wasn't so nice then, Fez, if that was the case.
Keith in Atlanta.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. B? I just wanted to know, man, why is Fez acting like a little girl today, man? Why is he going off on Dave?
I haven't done anything. How did I go off on Dave? All I did was take him out and show him a good time last night.
Hey, man.
That's all I did.
Guess what, Fez? You're not Dave's woman. Dave has a woman. Stop acting like a little girl, man.
Thank you. I love Sal.
Then maybe Dave should have skipped the lovely dinner last night and been with his woman.
Well, I wouldn't ever try to skip a show thing, and believe it or not, I do look at that as a show thing. When we all go out to dinner and
You
stuff.
don't think I would have understood if you said, Fez, it's my wife's birthday. I really need to be home with her tonight.
I didn't want to burden you guys with that information.
It came up on the air yesterday, Fez, so you didn't know about it.
It did. It did come up yesterday.
Let me also put it. I wish I yelped. This is how pissed I was about the dessert. Haagen-Dazs and a cookie?
Right.
What am I, fucking 4?
And the menu said Haagen-Dazs. Like,
I know.
Just lie to us and say Ted's old-fashioned ice cream or something.
And who doesn't have fucking cappuccino? I gotta sit there with a glass with a fucking cup of mud.
Decaf coffee. I remember that, Mr. B.
I know, you would have 4-starred it. But I'd have taken them down a peg. But you 4-star everybody.
Fezzi, how come you hate my wife? I think that's what this boils down to.
I don't hate your wife. Not at all.
What does she do?
No, there's been, problems in the past, I think, heads running into each other. But
there hasn't been any problems. If anything, goes all the way back years ago at some stupid college football bar thing. We've talked about it a million times. We're all bored with it. No one cares. Doesn't matter.
What?
And you were even saying that your wife likes them. You were saying that last night when you were drinking.
Yeah, I was. And I was saying she loves Ron. Mm-hmm. She likes Fez, definitely.
See?
But she loves Ron. But no, she likes Fez. Likes him.
Here is Matt in Philly. Matt, you're on Fez.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Dave, can I ask you a question? How old are you?
I'm 31, mister.
Okay.
31 today.
Why in the hell are you going out drinking with these guys and going to dinner? Just tell the guys, hey, it's my wife's birthday. I got to go home. I can't wait for the day when Casey smartens up and leaves your ass for some black dude. Because that's what's going to happen.
What?
You're a piece of shit, Dave. Go the fuck home.
He's got a point.
Why does he have to be an African-American gentleman? I mean...
He was trying to think of the worst possible thing he could say. He was trying to hurt you the worst possible way he could.
Well, it worked then. No, listen, I mean, we were going out. If you go to a fucking Atlantic City thing, we have a big to-do about it. Isn't that the birthday? And then I come home and I say, listen, we're going out for the show, and I will be home, and we're going to,
Did you know that day?
I took an ice cream. What's that?
Did you know that day you were doing that?
Yeah.
That just stop, seriously.
And I took an ice cream, Mr. B. I put 3 chocolate chip cookies around it, and I put a match. And I sang her happy birthday. So it wasn't like I came home and it was like, hey, fuck your birthday,
You could be nicer, Dave.
Could I?
Fez, you could be nicer.
I have things to work on.
I thought it was very nice.
You're playing your new character. I don't even get it. Here is Donnie Baseball in Nebraska. How are you?
Yeah, hey, Dave sounds like he's pretty unappreciative to Fez for buying him a nice dinner last night.
I said thank you a million times last night, and I said thank you on the air today, mister.
Mr. who?
Mr. Phone Caller.
You just call people Mr.?
It's respect.
Mr. Telephone Man.
Brian in Washington.
Hey, I was calling because I know why Fez scheduled that for Casey's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, he scheduled that because Dave scheduled that at Atlantic City when he knew Fez was going to be in Florida.
Well,
that wasn't what happened. I said this was Wednesday was the best night of the week for me to take everyone out, and I can't control Dave.
Being sarcastic, everybody can tell that's the reason.
Yeah, I guess there was supposed to be some subtlety to that, so we all missed it. So finally, he just bluntly says, here was what I was doing.
And actually...
I was surprised with the open bar. And the fact that it was straight whiskey most of the time, which both you guys just fell into. I mean, 3 of us didn't have any alcohol.
No.
And then 2 of us were drinking bourbon, beer chasers, and hard lemonade.
The hard lemonades are just Dave. I stuck to the straight liquor.
Well, I wanted to taste it. And actually, Fez, when I told my wife, hey, I'm going out for the show, she was actually cool with it. Like, she wasn't trying to give me a hard time.
Well, then you should have some no problems. I don't know why there was trouble then when you showed up home drunk.
There wasn't trouble. You would have liked there to have been trouble, but there wasn't, Fez. So whatever your little fucking game was, not only did it not work on the air, it also didn't work off the air.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, there was, I guess, a little bit like, it was.
Are you giving him a little something for himself?
No, I'm saying
he feels like he won. So he's a master criminal. Did you pick up on this last night?
No, I was having a good time. I was having some buffalo.
Yeah, nobody else picked up on it. It was all lost on all of us. Here is the man we like to call the fifth wheel, Fred from Brooklyn. Hello, Fred.
Hey, what's up, Ronnie?
How's everything at Lost Radio?
Hey, had a great time last night.
Oh, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I want to thank Dave for spending the night with me over there, because I got to tell you, from when I first came walking up and he offered a great big hug to me, to the moment you guys ate your ice cream and cookies, I had a ball. What a hug. I never expected such a hug, I got to tell you.
Thank you.
I haven't seen the guy in so long. I got to tell you, Dave, I felt a little something when you hugged me. Either your pocket was full of change or something. I don't know what to tell you. But I had a great time last night. The Buffalo sliders blew away the actual meat.
Yeah, I agree there. If I went back, I would just go for the sliders.
Yeah, I think when you grind up the meat or something, but the beautiful table settings and the glass and the bottles and what a beautiful place. I think there was even a candle burning in the middle of the table. It was Dave. I can't fucking thank you enough for last night.
Well, thank you for coming out. And I kind of got the table for us. And I secured the address, so thank you for coming out.
And you know what? Right in the center of the restaurant, I even told Ronnie at one point, it feels like once upon a time in America, like we have the whole place to ourselves.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly a dinner rush in this joint.
Yeah, it was just like a big group love-in, man, and it was, I got to tell you, one of the best nights I've had so far this year.
Oh, that's great to hear.
I got to tell you, man, remember the ice. The waitress, Dave, he couldn't believe it either. He said he would have done a better job when he was waiting the table, but
I would have.
Yeah, I bet you would have, man. And he even showed me how to properly put my fork and knife on my plate to show the waiter that it's ready to be taken now because the fork and knife are set up like this. There's actually a language that I didn't understand.
Fork and knife should be set to play at 5 o'clock.
Oh yeah, that you're supposed to put. It's supposed to make the 5 o'clock sign.
Yeah, fork and knife should be parallel and be at 5 o'clock, and then.
I'd never heard this before.
I had never heard this either.
When you're done with your meal,
new things because of Dave last night too. It's
if
just
you're
incredible.
sophisticated, that's what you'll do from now on. It doesn't even matter where you eat. If you're eating at Cracker Barrel or you're eating at a 5-star place, put it at 5 o'clock.
And
if you do that, the person won't say, should I take this away, sir? They will know?
They should just go up and take it. And they should take it from your right side. If they don't, they're a bad server.
Even if there's, like, some food on it.
Serve on the left, clear on the right.
Where it looks like you may not be done. They could just take it.
Even if there's food on it, you should just take it.
He even corrected me when I had my elbows on the table. He said, that's not fucking proper. I would look down on you in a restaurant situation. And I got to tell you, I know how to dine properly from this point on for the rest of my life because of last night.
Well, thank you. I feel like, it was my dinner, I guess.
And then the hug goodbye, and oh, jeez, what a night. I just felt so loved. And then I went home and I did a great podcast after that. I felt the radio in me. I really did. And I just went home. I never plugged before, Ron. Yeah. I at least thought it was kind of shady in the past when I've heard other people do it. But Fred from Brooklyn.com, what a great podcast I had last night after I left a crew of radio professionals who were working hard at an after-work dinner. I enjoyed myself.
All right, so when's your next podcast, Fred?
Oh, every Wednesday and Sunday at 10 o'clock.
All right, my friend.
FredFromBrooklyn.com.
Yes. And thank you, Fez. I offered the tip and everything, and you wouldn't even let me tip.
You're a guest.
It's all on Fezziwig. Talk to you later.
What a gentleman.
Take care, Fred. 866-RUN-0-FEZ. 866-RUN-0-FEZ. Eric in Colorado.
Hey, Dave, got a question for you.
Yes?
You said that when you told Casey what was going on, she was really cool about you going out ahead of time?
Yeah.
Let me explain married life to you. Casey was cool about it, but as the saying goes, paybacks are a bitch, and she will have that in the back of her mind for the rest of your days. And one of these days, when you want to do something like that, or Casey wants to do something, she will hold that over your head and make you feel like the guiltiest motherfucker on the face of the planet. It's the oldest female trick in the
Eric,
book.
I'm going to teach you something about Dave. He doesn't understand guilt. And he obviously doesn't get subtlety. him and Fez wrestled around with this thing of whatever this was between the two of them. I finally thought, I'm going to just pull over the side of the road and watch the world's longest car crash. See how long it takes before it's over. I still don't quite get it. Tim in Rochester.
Yeah, can Fez just admit that he's jealous of Casey and he is in love with Dave, and we can just get going forward with the show, progress a little farther?
Here's Jim in Boston.
Yeah, I was going to basically say the same thing. I don't think this has anything to do with Casey. I just don't think Fez wanted Dave to be there at all.
If I didn't want Dave there, I would have said, Dave, stay home.
No. I don't think you ever say things bluntly.
You know, if
there's like a love-hate thing with you and Davey Mack right now.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Well, what is it? What is at the bottom of all this? And when will it stop?
It's Dave who always tries to make me look like an idiot on the show. He constantly tries to take shots or...
Dude, he doesn't have to try to make you look like an idiot.
But he enjoys it.
Oh, yeah, sure. We all enjoy it.